want to draw a phoenix based on this really beautiful pink bird that I can't remember the name of right now. And I was going to draw it in a ring of fire, and I tried on both sides of the white paper, but honestly, it's so much pressure to do a good drawing for my current state of brain fog and fatigue, and like I went off some medicine recently, and it's been a really, really bad move. I feel just so awful all of the time right now, and so I'm trying to get back on it because I don't know how I will cope with life otherwise. So anyway, I just want to draw right now. I just want to colour in, I just want to play. So instead of trying to do a really good picture, which I'd love to do, I'm just gonna play instead and just hope for the best. So instead of doing a phoenix, I played around with different ideas of things to do. I thought I could do a phoenix, I thought I could do a mermaid perhaps, like a fat body positive mermaid. I also thought of doing Rhett and Link because they're mythical beasts. But I think at the end of the day I'm going to do a girl Cyclops. Cyclopses are mythical beasts. They do also have the sort of added bonus that there actually are people and creatures, cats and sheep and all sorts of beings born with just one eye. So they have that basis in reality, that root in the real world. So I like that sort of straddling the worlds sort of thing. So I'm going to do a Cyclops and just play and not worry if it's any good. So, yay! Bye. Here you can see me filling up the Zig Waterbrush. I really love it. It held the fine lines well, which is a surprise for a broad brush. I loved how much control I had with it. It didn't fill with water easily, you had to squeeze it multiple times to fill it up, and I didn't manage to fill it up all the way. This would not be very accessible for anyone with hand pain or disabilities. Another thing I noticed is that the brush got very slick when I was holding it in my fingers. Not much grip on that part, I guess. But it didn't leak, which was fantastic. I love this brush overall. And I'm feeling much better now. I'm back on the medication I tried to wean off and getting some rest, and it's doing my body and mind a world of good, as did this artwork. In the end, I was absolutely delighted with how it turned out. I'm truly in love with this painting. It's sort of a self-portrait, a cross between a Cyclops and a Phoenix, set on fire and bawling her eyes out. With bonus pin-up hair, of course, victory rolls and curly ends, inspired by vintage Archie comics I used to read as a kid. I loved drawing Betty hair. So all the supplies in this month's box were amazing. The Starry palette is a big standout with 6 gorgeous shiny shades. They really glitter and glimmer in the light, like the paper comes alive. I honestly spent 5 minutes just moving it around in the light to watch the sparkles in the end. The shades look like they're going to be very similar, but as you can see, they are quite nuanced and subtly different. Using those subtle differences to create a cohesive look was really satisfying for me. The palette itself is super satisfying too. I love how creamy and pigmented the paint is and how easy it is to activate with water. The pans are big, giving you a lot of product, and I think the only complaint I have is the cardboard box the palette is stored in. If you don't have your own plastic watercolor palette to put the pans in, you're stuck keeping them in the cardboard box, which is unreliable when you're working with water. The Micron pen was fantastic, a really nice fine liner that worked well over the top of the watercolors. It even managed to cover the pigment really well to tighten up the lines, and that surprised me. The pencil was fine. HB is never my favourite, as I prefer a softer lead like 4B, but it works, it's fine. The black cardboard, it wasn't great for water. The tip of the brush kept getting black on it, and it didn't seem to come off on the artwork, but it doesn't say much for the paper. It didn't buckle much as I had it taped down, and it seemed to hold up well, as it's a relatively thick GSM. so it's okay. The black also makes the golds glow beautifully, and it adds gorgeous texture where in the parts where you leave it peeking out through the pigment. All in all, I loved this December Scrawlr box. It is a fantastic late Christmas present, and I just love the painting I did with it. I'm really happy with it. I hope you enjoyed watching it come to life. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you'd like to watch more, click on the video to the right. If you'd like to help me make more videos, click on the left to donate $1 to my Patreon account. And click on the circle in the middle to subscribe. Bye, sweethearts!